I'm live. Ta-da! So, good morning. Welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness, land of the free and the brave and the slightly confused. So we are here on a rainy day. Numerous tornado watches throughout the Midwest again. And that's kind of situation normal at this time of the year. Okay. So everybody stay safe. Hopefully everybody has a place to go to shelter. The shelter is important. Thanks for my regular people being here. It is a rainy day. We had a wall cloud come through. No damage though, just a lot of rain, a lot of lightning. Everything is good. And because it's warm, the flies are back out. So he had to die. So once again, thanks for joining in. Shout out to my members, the ones that are my clients. You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. And shout out to the trolls. Go away. Don't want you. Including us. So we got the heat going on low. Got sausages and bacon and peppers and eggs. No taters. Just sometimes they're just a little heavy in the breakfast. I don't mind having them from time to time when I'm in the mood. But today I'm not in the mood. So, free sausage links. I don't know how many. So you've got the nutrition in here. Protein 10 grams. About 3, so there's 10 grams right there. Plus I'll have about another 6 grams of bacon. So there's 16 grams. Eggs are 6 grams each. So, and then the Fairlife milk. I'm going to be well situated. So I did pick up some of that pure Irish butter. And I think I'm going to be a fan of it. So I do have other butter for just regular cooking in that I get when it's on sale. Because you may have noticed, price of groceries have gone up. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate it. Little hint. Today will be a later afternoon workout. I was thinking of deadlifts on the deck, but it's pretty windy out there. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably do arms and maybe some back machines at Fitness Premier and take care of it that way. So I got the meats cooking. It's time to cut up the veggies. This week's going to be fun because it's a short week. Yay! Always reasons to celebrate. Remember, my sponsor at Cutco Knives. I like the blades. They're high quality. Perform well. Great support. Are there cheaper blades out there? There sure are. I just prefer these. I do have cheaper blades. They don't have to throw anything away. But these are my new ones. I got that chopped up, ready to roll. Got the eggs. So, holy moly, look at that big chicken hand squawk on that one. Big eggs. Fresh from the neighbor. What you know is the way I prefer to have eggs. Is get them fresh. I think they maintain a little bit more of their nutrition. Almost done on the bike, and I can hear. Just kidding. So big shout out to my buddy down there in Tennessee, Body Beatdown. If you're not following his channel, I think you should. I like his content is motivating, has motivated me to do a few things extra. Awesome incline bench, 350. You had 10 more. And that is just, but you don't have a spotter. So yeah, you want to err on the side of caution, as they say. But fantastic job, 350. I mean, your incline is going to catch up to my flat bench. So that's a great job. I like seeing that improvement. We've been kind of watching each other for over a year, and we definitely are getting stronger. Even though at one time you said you were done, I said, don't say that. You're never done. You're a youngin'. Always remember, never forget. I don't know what that means, but I like saying it. So, food. Food is how you get big. You have to have nutrition. You have to have a balanced nutrition. All right. You need vegetables, you need meats, you need fruits. I just had an orange before I started it. I had a banana. First thing in the morning. Great source of protein. Good for things that ail you. I also take supplements for things that do ail me. The newest one is a turmeric and moringa. Definitely enjoying that one. It is helping me breathe D3 on cloudy days. Along with, vitamin C, a multivitamin, and then zinc. These are the ones that really boost. Oh, it's windier out there. The old road started coming up. Your immune system. Help your body to be able to fight what might be attacking you. There seems to be more and more these days. So it is good to do that. You also want to get it through food. Food's going to be very important. Supplements are to add to the nutrition of food. They are not to replace the nutrition of food. Somebody goes, well, I'll just have 3 protein shakes and multivitamins for a day. No, that's not a good diet. You need solid food. Yeah, they might be, or running for shelter. The Midwest, it seems to be a pretty widespread storm. And I'm not sure how YouTube's pushing things anymore. It seems like viewerships went down on my larger videos. Initially, it's like they catch them after the fact. I don't know if that's the case. I need to get more of feedback on that. I notice just about time you see a pattern, it changes on you. So you never know. But I was getting probably, 100 to 300 views on my live streams, now down in the 80s. So, and the weather's getting warmer. People probably are going outside. That is a distinct possibility. But I'm still going to have them. I still think I motivate people to get in shape. If you have any questions, pop them in there. So a great time for some, chat conversation. If you have any questions about nutrition and that. I do have some of my clients are really making some good, steady progress. I'm proud of them. And, everything's going pretty well. Instagram account is probably about almost equal to, I think it is equal to now in subscribers as my YouTube channel is. Problem with Instagram, you need more subscribers. Longest 30 minutes ever. 30 minutes is 30 minutes. Were you watching Hercules? I remember watching Kevin Sorbo on that. There was things worthwhile watching on TV. Not so much anymore. The silliness never seems to end. I can only stand Twitter for about 5 minutes and then I have to close it out. I'm sorry, you people on Twitter. You ain't got a clue about life. But I digress. What I do enjoy is being in the gym, going out and having dinner, going out and having a couple of drinks, listening to live music, being outside. Today's not the day I'm going to be walking outside, though. It's pretty gusty and rainy, and when lightning hits the ground, I stay inside, especially being as tall as I am. Actually, the troll comments on Instagram have diminished for the most part. I have one who keeps going, oh, fake weights. But I reply to you. I said, really, son? Get a life. But otherwise, seems like he comes and goes. Once you clear out some of the idiots, then it cleans up. I mean, I remember with my Facebook, I only had to block like 3 people, and 80% of the garbage on my live feed went away. And 2 of them were my cousins. It's just like, really? Get off the couch. Turn the TV off. Do something. Go for a walk. Go for a ride. Get involved in something. My daughter does a book club. Started out slow, but now it seems to have a pretty good start setting. So, live your life. All right? Be active. I was talking to, I don't play with. Yeah, I like to golf, but lightning hits the ground, I am in the clubhouse. We are done golfing. Yeah, no. It's shocking. Met a young lady, she's like 75, at the second gym I was at, the wellness operation in Streeter. And she was very curious about me and did a kind of a write-up on me, put it on Facebook, which I appreciate. She was very interested. She is very involved in all sorts of committees and the town activities and that, which is wonderful. Keeps her busy, keeps her engaged. I think she wants me to get interviewed by the paper. We'll see if that happens. In those small towns, they either love you or hate you. I was an athletic director for a while, so need I say more? I tend to be, I'm a nice guy, but I tend to be direct. All right? The edit button sometimes doesn't work. And when you say something I disagree with, I'll let you know I disagree with it politely. I'm still letting you know. Any flying. We can do that. And sometimes that pulls people's feathers, especially when they've been there for a long time. I've been in this town for 4 generations. Great. My family tends to wander. Yeah, I've been happy with 350. I don't think I put up 350 maybe ever on an incline. I know 335, maybe 340. But, of course, it's not something I worked hard on. I will now. I'm really happy with my shoulder military press day yesterday. Felt pretty good getting that 225 up. That was a grinder. But, no, stay away. Coming after you, Michael. Coming after you. You come after me, I come after you. And that's called motivation. That's how you motivate each other. You get better. Competition is great motivation. You do not get better by competing with people that you're far better at. I've always learned that. When I wanted to learn chess when I was in 6th grade, I played chess champion. And then by after about a year, I was a chess champion of the school. So I went to high school. I went after those champions. By junior year, I was the undisputed champion. Unfortunately, in the Army, there just wasn't a lot of people to play. I got away from it for a long time. I went back at it. I played okay, but just it wasn't the same. And I've only got so much time. So it was one thing I was really, really good at. I played the Michigan State champion and beat him 2 out of 3 games when I was 14. So I used to know that game extremely well. Used to be great at darts. Yeah, you play against. You are. I mean, and if you are far better and you play against people that are not, what's going to happen is your skill set's going to come down because you're going to get lazy. I want to sit there and throw just against people who can out-throw me. I want to learn from them. I want to live against people that keep me motivated. Not necessarily that they do more weight, but maybe they do more reps. Maybe they do a better form. Maybe they do different exercises. All those things motivate me to step it up. I have all sorts of things that I can work out in the house. Got ab roller, which I'm not going to do right now because I'm going to be traveling and I don't want my abs to go on when I'm driving. But I'll be getting back into it. I'm doing the pull-ups every day. I'm definitely seeing an improvement there. I do push-ups when the weather is bad. I might put together a video of that. You know, I'm currently spending my workouts between 4 different gyms besides the house. And you do that because you make it. Now, if I had a sweet setup like Michael, then I probably do a lot of stuff at home. And I do have a setup. I have accumulated too much garbage. So I got to get that cleaned up. It's going to be the spring project as I try to get everything clean. Thanks, sir. If you're going to pop in, please hit the thumbs up. Consider that. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was when I was in Orland Park, there was about 4 or 5 of us worked out together, and we really pushed each other, and I really started making great strides all the way across the board. You know, because we'd get done our workout and we'd like, okay, now what? Oh, let's go do this. Let's go do pull-ups. Let's go do dips. You know, let's do deadlifts. And it's great. The problem is when I'm going in the gym now, there really isn't anybody there that wants to work out with me. But they are there to help me with my spots. So I do appreciate that. I don't mind taking weights on and off, but it just hasn't worked out that way. If I go out to Shorewood and I catch events, a lot of times I'll either hop into my workout or I'll hop into his. If you do want to get in a really good form, Vince Robbins is the guy that's seeing Shorewood Fitness. He does know how to train, so I've seen some of his clients he's had for a couple of years, and night and day, the way they look now versus what they used to look like. So it is awesome. So, otherwise, everything else going pretty well. So just the weather and that, but I'm going to take some time off, not from lifting. So my plan is to have maybe a live stream from 2 different gyms in Missouri this weekend. We'll see how it works. Probably one will be the YMCA no-show, which always lets me work out there because I'm a veteran. And I do appreciate that, and they have a nice facility. And then possibly Monday, if I get a chance, I'm going to stop and see Cole Bennett, who's number 1 in the show class in raw bench in my age group. And you get to work out with those guys. So that one's going to be tough just because of the way the timing is. I think around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And I think that's the day the wife wants me to cook dinner for everybody, but we'll see. Maybe I can do that dinner day Saturday instead of Monday. Otherwise, I'll be coming back up late and everybody be eating late. And nobody likes it. It's a full weekend. It should be fun. You know, tomorrow we'll just drive down there. On the way back, I'm going to stop and see my niece and her baby and husband. I haven't met her husband yet, so it'll be nice. She lived out in California, and I didn't. You know, it's getting where I can do a lot more traveling now, but before I had a job that just sucked. It was very hard to get away from it. Didn't have a lot of vacation. Didn't have a lot of support. Did I say it sucked? Yes, it sucked. I got the bacon. It is cooked as well as I need it to be cooked. Sausages still need to cook a little bit more. Set that over there. What else? I had a thought process going. Butter. Butter. But it's not. It's part of cooking. Butter for a little flavor, a little saute. But yeah, it's gonna be a full weekend. But it's nice to get away. It's gonna be the first time really. Well, it was a Dubuque for the weekend. That was fun. And then May 20th. It is May 20th is my meet in Joliet. I thought it was the 10th, but when I went and paid for it, I found I had fried potato, bacon, eggs, and some OJ. There you go. So potato is probably the only thing I'm not throwing in there. I probably should have, but I'm just trying to make it a faster digestible meal. I got to take the wife's car into town, get an oil change, and then I'll go to the gym. And then from the gym, I'll go to the grocery store. And then from the grocery store, go to work. And then from work, I come home and I sleep. All the other fun stuff. We're probably going to take the scenic route tomorrow, so we'll be on the road for probably about 9 hours. Yay! Yeah, I'm probably going to do arms and some back, or I do deadlifts, or if I just do machines. I haven't determined yet. I might stick with the machines because right now my lower back feels fine, and I'm going to be driving for 9 hours tomorrow. So sometimes you have to think about what you're doing the next day, and I can get a really good workout on the machines. And of course, I'll have my daily pull-ups. So yeah, and I will probably live stream from there. I should be there early enough. If all goes well, I got up earlier today. I got up at like 7. You understand? I don't get to bed until midnight, so 7 hours. I probably don't fall asleep until 12:30. So 6.5 hours sleep is good. Sometimes I take a nap in the afternoon when I have the opportunity. Lately, that has not been the case because I've been busy, which also is a good thing. So I tell you, the pull-ups are a great motivator. I remember when I first decided to do them, this was in my 40s, as a regular basis. I said, I'm going to get where I can do, 3 sets of 10 to 12, clean. And boy, the first time I did 2. And it wasn't pretty. I looked like a drunk squirrel trying to get up a grease pole. But I kept working at it. When I got up where I could do 5, I'd hang a 25-pound weight off my belt and do a couple. And I just kept going until I could knock them out. And I got away from it. I used to have one of those ones that lock into your door. You see advertised. Now, if you're not doing CrossFit ones, they're fine. But if you're jerking all over the place, you're going to come down. It's the gravity of the situation. As I like to say. But I used to come home and I used to do 3 sets of 12 before I went to bed. I used to do push-ups before I went to bed. I had more energy. But I do want to get back into that. I really do. All right, looks like the sausages are probably done. Sausages are kind of tricky. So like pork, you want to make sure you cook them thoroughly. And the bacon is really clear when they're done. Let me see here. I got my butter. I got my peppers. And I'll have my eggs, and I got 2 sources of meat, and I'll have milk. I was talking to that one lady about, nutrition. Because I just don't like milk. I said, oh, okay, great source of protein. And I told her about the Fairlife milk. So maybe she wanted to consider that. And someone said, well, they had this almond and cashew milk. And she goes, is that brown? Oh, a little light brown. I couldn't do that. I said, put it in a brown glass. It'll look white. Always a solution. Look for solutions. So when you keep using the word can't, you will be right every time. Get rid of the word can't. Replace it with I can with a plan. Time and pressure. There we go. Trying to stay up with the dishes. This mysterious gremlin that comes in after I leave makes more. Confusing. The butter is to help saute the peppers, which just makes it a little bit easier to digest. I don't mind them raw. And adds flavor. And then I have the eggs, the fresh eggs, good stuff. Find it strange is why some meats are okay, not fully cooked. And even raw, in some cases, some meats have been uncertain. It's how they're processed. So pork was a problem back many, many thousand years ago because they basically fed them slop. They fed them garbage, and they would get worms. And if you didn't cook them long enough, well, then you'd get worms. Worms are no fun. All right, now they're not fed garbage. The processing is much more sanitized, but you still want to cook it just in case something got, it's like, your steaks. You wash your steaks just to get anything that's off the surface off it. But usually cooking it long enough will kill anything that could mess with you. And what's the one food that seems to get most people with salmonella is spinach. You gotta wash the crap out of that stuff. So I just like to grow my own. I don't like to buy it from the store because you're always hearing recalls on that stuff. I like spinach. I like my spinach. I'm strong to the finish. So, what time to put the eggs in, which I'll put in my secret recipes. Man, I should have just did a video chat with you, Michael, if I knew you were going to be the only one here. Hopefully other people will join in afterwards. I know yesterday I did a premiere on my workout. I first uploaded it for members only, because they should get some benefit besides just my training. Then I did it as a premiere. It seemed at the end also I had about 3 or 4 people jumping in there. So that kind of worked out better. But yeah, it's, summer, it's getting warmer. People are going to be outside as they should be. So, or they're going to be inside on the bike because they got tornado sirens going off or watches in there. And I said, I don't mind walking out when it's a little windy, but there was a serious light show going on about an hour ago. So I'll pass. There's a big egg. Remember all the eggshells, vegetables, scraps, and meat scraps, or not meat scraps, fruit scraps. Go in the garden. That's a big egg. That egg probably almost 10 grams of protein. Here's another big one. So my goal is to, get about 50 grams for breakfast. This will do it. I don't have to eat a big meal. If I eat big meals, well, then I can kiss the 242-pound class. Bye-bye. Say hello, 275. So now, the secret recipe spices. Yes, I know. Suspiciously looks like salt and pepper. And you're right. La, la, la. You gotta have fun when there's no sun on the prairie. You got your dance moves, and I got my bad singing. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and but try doing some more, and I'll try to get on there and share. There's an option. So probably should play around with. We'll have to get together to do a live stream together with you two, not necessarily having to go through StreamYard. So when I download there's an option that says sometimes I have to be actually on the go live, new podcast, new playlist, upload video. So what is funny is when I'm on a Wi-Fi network, I get this option of live stream together. So maybe when I get to the gym, I'll see if that pops up and maybe get a hold of you. Then I guess we can both be there instead of using StreamYard. Nothing against StreamYard. But it allows our troll to come in. That's why I have it where you can't comment unless you've been subscribed for a certain period of time. And then every now and then I won't mess with that, and we'll just say, okay, let's have the foolish little boy come on. And we'll block him. Then we're good for a while. I mean, right now he's out there doing thumbs down on some of my videos, like I care. Still helps the algorithm. Thumb up or thumb down still helps. Means people looking at it. I'm in a good mood. I mean, last work day of the week for me. And they said, well, we're going to run just like regular. Well, Friday is a holiday. Well, we're going to run just like Friday is a regular day. Okay. A lot of people are not going to be there. I'm just telling you. You know, what you want and what you get might be two different things. They came to me for overtime yesterday, and I had to remind her that I'm not going to be here. Unless I can do this overtime online, probably not going to happen. Thanks for a thumbs up, everybody. Nutrition. I got sausage. I got bacon. I got eggs. I got pepper. I got milk. I got vitamins and minerals to go along with that. Most of the nutrition is coming from the food. I had fresh squeezed oranges earlier this morning. I had a banana earlier before that. I will eat 4 more meals after this one. I make sure I try to get at least 6 hours of sleep, sometimes 7. I tend to be a little bit more active at 6, though. But every now and then, it says you are going to sleep, and you're going to sleep for a while. It's your Friday. There you go. Yeah, because you guys had your spring break earlier. See, now, my wife is having hers now. Right, we got Good Friday. So, yep. Today's Friday. Thank God it's Wednesday, Friday. That's why I'm in a good mood. You gotta be happy when times are blue. You gotta be happy. So why don't you? Oh man. Wife is probably glad she's not here. Cat's probably sitting there filing for animal abuse. I like my peppers. I like my food. So we'll let that calm down. I've got my handy dandy Scottish Fitness mug. We did get or I think I sold them all. We did get the shirt coming 2 ways. It comes with the one at the working on the old man strength comes with a burgundy background, and then she's also going to do a brighter red background. So Michael, when you get on Fallout Umbrella, which is in the link, and order that shirt you're going to get, then we'll let my daughter know if you want the burgundy or the bright red. Okay, or you can even get it with the gray, but probably just the 2 red colors. Poke, 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 prod, prod, prod. I'm just joking with you. Jason's getting a hoodie and a shirt from me. I've already got it packed up, ready to ship to him. Probably would have been easier for me to just have it shipped direct, but oh well. Problem is, it's still cheaper to ship it to him than it is to drive to Peoria and give it to him. Anyway, I hope it is. So, the only thing that really enhances the flavor on this is, you guessed it, A1 steak sauce. It's not for steak. If you're putting on steak, you made a mistake. And you shouldn't cook steak. Just saying, it's my opinion. You know, people like to put ketchup on their eggs. Well, I like to put steak sauce on it. It's my ketchup. These are the hamburgers. They're good. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's catch this last one. I actually like them. Something I'd wear. I'm just horrible at spending money on clothes, as you might tell in my video. Yeah, I do too. All my clothes now have the same message. Always wear an extra one just for me, but lately I have that is so good. I have bought more clothes because clothes were out, and you never know the way this country's going. You might want to have some extra clothes. Hey, Ray, how you doing? That's right. If steak is made right, the only thing I put on the steak when I cook it is salt and pepper. That's it. That's all it needs. Flip it on the grill, 3 minutes, set it off the side, about 5 minutes, and it's ready to eat. I ain't lying. This is some good eating. Nap a bit. There you go. I know you have a problem sleeping that night. I feel for you because I tell you, sleep's important. The only thing I can suggest is probably try to force yourself to stay up all day, and then maybe you'll just be too exhausted. But it's not like I'm an expert on this. It's just a thought. You know, the other night you were ready to get to sleep, and well, you sleep tight. And then you guys had a tornado up by you. There you go. Just slap it on the butt. Have it sit on the grill. Put it on a plate. I like mine medium rare. Probably medium rare closer to the rare. White plate served medium to done. So what I do is I take the vitamins with the food. And I found out if you take a bunch of them at the same time on an empty stomach, sometimes they don't get along. Doesn't work out well for me. Kind of like mixing wine, beer, and tequila and whiskey. Just not a good idea. The body's going to rebel. I'm going to cut up the own slab. There you go. Well, my neighbors have cattle. What is it? I'm supposed to split a cow with my buddy. We just both been busy working. Hey, your butter Milo on the ready. Does he drink Bud Light or any Budweiser beers? Reason for that question. He's probably happy about it. I don't know if you've seen the latest ad campaign from Budweiser. And boy, did they ever blow their target audience. That's all I'm going to say about it. Talk about not understanding who's buying and drinking your beer. Let's see. We'll say, can you see? By the dawn's early light. Remember when we couldn't get cores here, we had to smuggle it in. So my brother's buddies and my brothers, they would drive across to Mississippi, drive to where it was sold, buy about 10 cases of it, and come back. It's kind of what we do with Yingling Lager. I like Yingling, but it's not sold in Illinois. It's got sold in Missouri, sold in Michigan, and sold in Indiana. I think only the northern part of Indiana. So anytime, and I think also West Virginia and Charleston. So anytime I drive out there where there's a place that sells it, I pick up a couple cases. And I tell a couple of my buddies, hey, we got Yingling, come on over, let's do a shoot. And it usually doesn't last soon after. I mean, it's a good beer. It's not a great beer, but it's a good beer. Man, oh man. This makes me feel so good. Feel like dancing. Are you in a meeting, Ray? Another Zoom meeting? I made a Scottish ale that came out so good. I made a smoked ale and I sent a 6-pack to my buddy in West Virginia. And then I made this other one that's like, you gonna send me that? I said, oh no, bro, you're gonna have to come here for this. And you better hurry. It's not gonna last long. It's Pabst Blue Ribbon and chocolate stout. That's different. A little different take on a black and tan. So what I got in the fridge, I got Shiner Bock. I got Guinness. I got our fancy coffee creamer. That's good. Oh, peanut butter and chocolate stout. Oh, that's different. I'll order more of these. I'll do that today. It was in concert. Here we go. Oh Lord, that was so good. I ain't gonna lie. Why are you still happier after I eat a meal like that? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. away. All right, utilize those mugs. All right. Now let's get in the comfy position. All right. Yeah, I probably need to kill those lights. Now, the rest of the agenda today, you see it's 10:21, playing early. Let's get the regular morning ritual finished. Drive into town, get the car's oil change, and then go to the gym. Yeah. Well, if he's drinking Coors Light, that's mostly water. Maybe he had a couple little shot glasses you weren't aware of. Who knows? Of course, Milo's a little light on the light side too, so you don't have the ability to absorb the same volume. There's that going. And I mean that in a good way. But yeah, I can't drink beer like I used to. After about my third beer, I need to get a glass of water. Start getting rehydrated. Used to be I could drink beer all day. Just your regular beer, Old Style or Miller Lite or whatever. But now, well, it's probably a good thing. Now, a couple beers, maybe a shot of tequila, and then just get some water in me. If I'm smart enough to do it. When I don't, well, then I kind of pay for it the next day. But that's live and learn as it goes. So remember, rest, nutrition, enjoy life, a healthy exercise regimen. Can be anything. Go for a walk, work in the garden, lifting weights, whatever. At least try to get 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Will improve not only your physical health, but improve your mental health also. So thanks everybody for stopping in. I'm going to get the computer recharged. A hard lesson Saturday, not to trust everyone when it comes to supplement recommendations. What was that? What did they recommend? Who recommended it, and what did they recommend, and how did it go? Because tequila is not a supplement. It's alcohol, and alcohol is a solution. So it might solve your problems. No, that's not true. Now, sometimes you got to sit there and look at what they're trying to do. I still get the occasional person wanting to friend me, and you go to their web page or their Facebook page or their profile, and it's just nothing but pharmaceuticals. I'm like, nah, I'm not into that. I think you might have seen that one post where that guy tried to call me out on my bench, saying, "Oh, anybody can bench like that, but if you see him without a shirt, it probably looks like he sits on a tractor and drinks beer all day." And I'm like, yeah, you might want to rethink that statement. He did come back and apologize. But, that's what happens when you don't research. When you just make a spot comment and you don't go into the person's profile. You don't go in and look and see what they're about. As I always do before I comment, it's either going to let me know, do I comment in an aggressive way or a non-aggressive way, or do I even bother with you at all? If I go on your profile page and I can tell you are so lost to the real world, it's not even worth my time or effort to even talk to you, I won't. But if I can see you're a normal person, Okay, then maybe it's a conversation. Some supplement with, oh my goodness, Tinapine in it. I took it for 2 weeks. Felt great until Saturday. Went for a walk, started getting dizzy and passed out. Every time I tried to stand up, I got dizzy, went down for 3 hours. Well, that's not good. So evidently, Tinapine is not something you want to play around with. What was the supplement supposed to do? I'll have to research and see what that is. Let's see if I can put that up on Google here real quick. Tinapine. The best affordable. It's a depression treatment? Uses and side effects. Let's go to WebMD. So, overview. It's a prescription drug for depression. Affects the brain. I don't like anything that affects the brain chemicals that way unless it's alcohol. Come on, get out of there. It's on the advisory list and it does not qualify for the use in dietary supplements. Not even supposed to be in a supplement. Possibly unsafe. Why it's available by prescription in certain countries, it has a risk of misuse and abuse. In high doses can cause drowsiness, confusion, difficulty breathing, coma, and death. The heck was it doing in there? Not even supposed to be in there. Hey, JJB Hugs, how are you doing? According to WebMD, it's a prescription. And it's not approved to be in a supplement. Doesn't mean it can't be. It's just not approved to be in one. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Well, stay away from that. Best thing for your mental health is physical exercise, good nutrition, and good sleep. And don't worry about things you can't control. I know my brother, he always do that. So, worry about how Monday was going to go on a contract. It's Friday night. So is there anything you can do about it now? Okay, no, then don't worry about it. Sit there in front of the computer just staring at it. Saturday. Sit in front of the computer. I said, is there anything you can do about it today? No, then don't worry about it. After him staring at the computer for another hour, I told the wife, grab the kids, we're going to Sanibel Beach. Not going to sit around all weekend watching him worry about something he can't change. Sure enough, Monday comes by, contract's approved, everything's fine. And he trashed his whole weekend worrying about something he had no control over. I do not worry about things I have no control over. If I have control over it, then I act on it. I don't worry about it. And that will make life much easier. Can you change it by some sort of action? No, don't worry about it. There's the flow chart. Been better, but still bopping. Thanks for asking. Have you? Binks? Oh, yeah. Binks is, she's living up to life. There on my couch, sleeping. She has become a house cat. All right, JJB, I'm going to do something here because of a schmuck I have. It comes on every now and then, and this will kind of prevent him from doing some things. Well, it was good seeing you, and I if you're still bopping, then there's always the possibility to improve. But yeah, don't worry about things you can't control. I mean, God, I got a cousin and she was worried about world news and everything, and I said, does it affect your daily life? Well, no, then don't worry about it. I don't worry about stuff that don't affect my daily life. Am I aware of it? Yes. Being aware is one thing. Don't worry about it. Just like that Bob Marley song, don't worry, be happy. Of course, you think he was token on something that helped him not to worry and be happy. But that's a whole different discussion. Thanks for the thumbs up, JJB. Hugs, appreciate it. Good seeing you again. Yeah, we are doing really well. I'm definitely feeling in much better shape. I did a replay from back in December, and I could tell that I am in much larger and healthier shape than I was before. Hey, Jacob. Afternoon over there in England. How goes it? Yeah, I know. Yeah, the band of knives over there too. And they're trying to do that here. Seems to be always a mass shooting just conveniently happening in an area that's I don't know, for some reason people like shooting children. I don't understand it. I really don't. If I ever caught one of them and they weren't dead, I would torture them. Just any y'all that sit there and think it's okay to walk into school and shoot children, there's a special place in hell for you. Yep. From somebody who was a one gender and identified as another gender, but they're not talking about that. That goes against the agenda. But 28 years old and planned it, premeditated, went into school and started killing children. Just it's ungodly. There's no forgiveness for it. I usually don't wish harm, but on that one, I wish that soul goes to. He was a she. It wasn't a he. It was a she, trying to be a he. Well, she suffers greatly in the afterlife. So, female identifying as a male. Although they're not entering our sports. They should. They should also get rid of those glass doors and replace them with metal doors. Instead of hiring 87,000 IRS agents to take money from the middle class, because that's who they're going after. And if you believe it's not, then you are naive. All right. They could have gave that money to the states to put resource officers in the school. They don't have to arm the teachers, but if you have a teacher or two that's number one, a vet, number one, has a concealed, is trained, yeah, just let them carry. Don't let them know they're carrying. Yeah, also they never know. And I guarantee you, there's a couple that try it and get capped. The lesson is learned quickly. The problem is the lesson now is what has been learned is you can go into school and you can shoot until they finally get you. That's the lesson that's learned. Gun-free zones are not. You have to be incredibly stupid as a politician to think it's a good idea. And unfortunately for all the young school kids that are marching, you're just being led. You're being fed an agenda. You know, you're young. You're easily manipulated by people that are older enough and know how to push your buttons, and then you blindly follow. And Winston Churchill said it the best. He says, if you're not a liberal in your 20s, you don't have a heart. If you're not a conservative by your 30s, you don't have a brain. Yeah, I remember when I was in 8th grade and freshman year and that. Oh my God, the oil shortage, the planet's going to end, all that stuff. And I went to service and I got to go see how people lived in other areas of the world. And I learned that a lot of that stuff they were feeding us was complete bullshit. But it's unfortunate. It's just you have to be alert out there. I mean, you did before civilization. You know, your head had to be on a swivel. Yeah, I would never be a cop in Chicago. You couldn't pay me enough. Because the person you're arresting, they're letting right back out the door. And I guess I haven't researched it, but I guess the new mayor is possibly even more defund the police than the last one was. So it doesn't look like they improved with another mayor. The only time I go to Chicago is to fly out of O'Hare Airport I'll be honest with you, if I can fly out of Peoria for $100 more, to me it's the same price because I can park in Peoria for free. So I'm gonna start looking at that. And I mean, a big city is going to be that way. Yeah, any large city. You have a lot, especially over here in the United States. You have a lot of different backgrounds, nationalities, and cultures, all jammed in an area that's highly stressed. Anytime you put a large population in a small area, it's highly stressed. And with stress comes disease and comes violence. Yeah, the tail going around the school bus. Unfortunately, it's I don't know, a lot of things have got to do with it. The breakdown of the family unit, no longer being raised by a mother and a father. Even if you are both the mother and father need to work, 10, 12 hours a day, so they're not spending quality time with the children. Or if they are spending time with the children, they think they have to be their friends because maybe they feel guilty about not that, and they're not raising their children, trying to be their buddies. You're not. There is no reason for you to be friends with your children when they're young. Spend time with them, nurture them, encourage them, teach them right from wrong, get involved with their stuff. Yes, but there's no reason you have to be their friend. All right, you're to prepare them for life. Problem is, these kids are getting to college, and you've got some professor who never left the education system, has never really been out in a real world situation, trying to teach them how life is. You should teach your subject and leave the political opinion to yourself. You are not qualified for it. Yep, knife crime has become epidemic. Guess what they don't talk about here on the media, Jacob? They don't talk about the knife crime in England. Hi, Miss Worm. There's Binks sitting there in her usual position. If she's not on my lap, that's where she's at. Now we're just talking about the problems of the world and the worlds and that. And the thing of it is keep yourself safe, keep yourself alert, and continue to live. Do what you need to do. Anytime I'm in town, I do a shot around the block of the school, just looking for anything that's out of place. And, if every parent did that while they were in town, that school, the schools would be watched a lot more carefully. No, they go to the Capitol and cause violence, and a lot of those people that were at the Capitol don't even live in Nashville. Get involved, sit there and set up patrols, get 3 or 4 of you to sit there and walk around the school. Right vest, let them know what you're doing. Get resource officers in there, get those glass doors replaced with metal doors. Hollywood's elite, put your money where your mouth is. Help pay for that stuff. Or they don't want to hear your little sorrowful commercial. All right, you live in a glass house in the land of make-believe. Don't tell us how to live. But anyway, breakfast was wonderful. Going to get ready for the rest of the day. Get ready for our trip. Uh-oh. I think I got a sneeze coming. So one of those sneezes, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Okay, it went away. So, yep. And everybody, Miss Worm has a wonderful storybook channel. Fantastic narrating voice. And really puts a lot of time and effort in it. I'm still waiting for my cup to be on one of those scenes. Hint, hint, hint. But anyway, out here in the Midwest, got storms coming through again. Hopefully everybody is safe. Oh, I don't know. Anytime you're that opinionated, you're going to have enemies. I don't know them that well. Awesome. Thanks, Miss Worm. Appreciate it. I don't know them that well. I don't know if the charges are real or if not. I know he had no problem telling you how it was. I think he had a good message. But I think at some point, maybe the fame got to his head. I'm not sure. It's not somebody I followed. I think he was more, probably the younger generation followed him a lot. And I mean, I was briefly on TikTok and I got rid of TikTok. As my daughter said, she's like, it was great. You get recipes and stuff like that, but all of a sudden you realize you've been watching TikTok videos for 2 hours and you wasted 2 hours of your day. On house arrest now. Okay. Yeah, I don't go on Twitter, where all that stuff would be on. Our news is not covering it because he's an alpha male, so they won't cover it unless it's bad. Like I said, they don't cover your knife attacks. They don't cover the bombings in Brazil. They don't cover the mass genocide and rapes happening in South Africa. Because it goes against their agenda of the 2A. Yeah, it's not toxic masculinity. To be a male is to be aggressive. All right. I mean, one of the reasons the wife married me is because she knows I can protect her. She wasn't looking for, oh, I just love little butterflies. She's wanting somebody that when it came down to it, I could bring great violence on those who wish this family harm. And I can. But I don't go out and do violence on anybody else. A nice person. I know how to get along in a civilized society. All right. I know to stay away from certain social media, areas because they're just idiots. Remember, social media isn't social. See, and Miss Worm might have followed him a little bit more. I've seen maybe 3 15-second videos of him, making some points to some people, and that was it. It just didn't interest me. I'm not looking for him for advice. He wouldn't be a mentor to me. But I think at one point, when you become so successful, I think it changes you after a while. I think a lot of people go into politics wanting to do the right thing, and then they realize they got to play the game. I mean, that's why they're attacking Trump. Not that I'm the biggest fan of him, but they're going to constantly attack Trump because they're sending a message to everybody else. If you don't play our game, we're going to come after you 24/7. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, we're going to come after you 24/7. And that's what they're doing. Yeah, Jordan Peterson is one I do like to listen to. All right. Because, he's a thinker. You can probably tell he's probably a bit of a nerd. Probably was a little socially backwards, but he does help a lot of people in that. And they came after him. So I think anytime. Yeah, and I don't know, like I said, I've got no opinion of him one way or another because I don't follow him and I don't spend the time researching it. But I think they went after him. And I think if you know somebody's after you and you stay in the country that they're after you in, well, then it's kind of on you. He could have went anywhere else. Right, they're trying to take his license because he doesn't sit there and play the game, unfortunately. And I think there was always a game going on, probably even in my generation. It's just they were better at hiding it. I mean, I do remember some things my dad told me, what he thought was really going on in some things. At the time, I'm like, well, that's not what's going on. That's not what they're saying on the news, Dad. And now, being older and wiser, and I go back to those conversations, so, he was on to something. Yes, I would rather watch Jordan Peterson than watch Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is for a more younger generation than myself. Or Jordan Peterson is probably more keen to my generation, although the younger generation follows him also. I mean, I just try to talk about, physical fitness and mental health and nutrition and sleep and things that make you happy. Like I said, I don't worry. True. Yeah, they're two opposites of the coin. I mean, Jordan Peterson, I would still call an alpha male. He just, toxic masculinity is just a made up word. I know women who've been toxic. If anything, I think they go to that far more often. It's my opinion, but I think they go to that toxic far more often than a man will. I coached women's basketball. They were far more aggressive and violent to each other than the boys were. Far more. There's times I had to run out there and get between two girls that were going to slug it out. I didn't have to do that with the boys. But it's just they're trying to sell an agenda. Remember, propaganda is not just what they say, but it's what they exclude. When they're not showing you things, that is still propaganda. Like I said, they're not showing us over here in the States the knife crime. They're not showing us the bombings, Molotov cocktails that are always being used in Brazil. They're not showing us, the gang rapes and the slavery and killings of many, many young girls in South Africa. They don't show you that because it goes against the initiative. Their whole thing is to say, oh, well, look, there's another shooting. All right, this one we didn't know anything about, but a lot of times they knew the person. The person was definitely on the radar. Definitely had been visited by the law enforcement. The one up here in Highland had no business having the gun or a FOID card, but his dad, who was somebody of political influence, signed off on it. Went against the laws we already had. Their answer, more laws. No, you got enough laws. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely Jordan Peterson is somebody I enjoy. Of course, I probably heard everything he's got to say. I don't have, those issues. I feel pretty confident with the person I am. Have I evolved over the years? Absolutely. I'm not the same person I was in my 50s. I'm not the same person that I was in my 40s, 30s, 20s, or teens. Because you should. Yep, criminals don't listen to laws. Gun-free zones or not. Well, can't bring a gun in there because there's that sign that says no guns. No, and then they say, well, if teachers were armed, that would just, maybe they're going to go off. Well, if they're going to go off, they would bring the gun into school anyway. It's an incredibly naive statement. And that people believe that. Well, it's going to be the wild, wild west. I hate to tell you this, but Wild Wild West wasn't that wild. It just didn't happen as often as you think it did. But it makes for good movie showing. As much as I love Yellowstone, all right, there's more violence going on, 4 episodes there than has probably happened in the whole state of Montana in the last decade. But it's called entertainment. Understand the difference between entertainment and real life. In real life, face to face, we all get along pretty well. Behind the keyboard, not so much. That's why I don't go on Twitter. People are ignorant of each other. They're behind a keyboard. Wouldn't do it face to face, regardless if the person was 5 foot tall or 8 foot tall. Just don't do that. So I don't go to TikTok. Some people say some ignorant things because they want clicks. I'm going to say something provocative to get my clicks. There's things better in life. Good food, good health. And you can't, your health is the most precious thing. Being in good health is one of the most precious things that you can have, whether it's physical or mental or both or spiritual. I mean, I do this stuff to stay healthy. Do I like the way I look? Yeah, for the most part. Could I improve on things? Always. I'm my biggest critic. But I know what I could be looking like if I didn't do what I did. I had an uncle, never did any of this stuff. I seen how he looked. He was 310 pounds. All right, 60 pounds heavier than me, 65 pounds heavier, 75 pounds heavier than me. It's not a good look. It's not healthy for you. So I choose this. I like the way I feel. I like the way I can react. I like the ability I can throw a discus. Like going long hikes. If I need to, I can go into a sprint. Don't do it often, but I could, and I will do more of that. For the views, absolutely. They want the views. They say ignorant things for the views. And that's why my channel does not have 1 million subscribers. There's other reasons too, but I'm not going to go to those extremes where I'm just engaging people, whether it's for good or bad. I look at some of these larger channels, and most of them are very political, and they have a certain message. The ones that are probably just very neutral, they're not going to be a big channel. Well, that's good. That's good. And just slow and steady, and he'll definitely, after about 6 months, if he stays with it, he'll be extremely happy. When I got two brothers, they don't lift. One stays active, one does not. I can encourage it, but I don't sit there and say, well, you have to do what I do, because that would be wrong. You don't have to do what I do. You can do anything. Go for walks, work in the garden, chop wood, uh, do some yard work, get on a bicycle, get on a treadmill, do yoga. That's hard. Pilates. Just get outside and walk around the block and enjoy the sunny weather. All those things are great for you. Get involved with your life. Like that lady, 75 years old. She's on like 5 different communities in town. And plus she's in the gym, plus she's doing this. And she said, hey, I'd like to get you interviewed, with the paper, because you're a local. I mean, she's very active. And she looks great because she's active. She stays active. Miss Worm writing those lovely stories. That's awesome. I wish I had that ability. I don't. I can read. I'm a really good reader. I just can't write. Yoga with he's horrified. Yes. Oh yeah, I'm very inflexible. Yoga would probably be a good thing for me too. But I'm still doing the powerlifting, and there's only so much energy. But that's good. Yep. Swimming hole. Swimming's like one of the best overall exercise. Push-ups, sit-ups, deep knee bends, pull-ups. Just moving. Moving is improving, as I say. So, well, after about an hour and 10 minutes, everybody hopped in. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up. But I have powerlifting make you, yeah, oh God, yes. Yeah. In bodybuilding too. I mean, reach back here. Because I've got very tight muscles. They're like on a coiled spring. I know I wear a shirt and that, but literally I got a couple of pictures out there with no shirt on. And like that one guy on Instagram the other day, I ended up regretting that comment. At least he apologized. I posted it on my community page. Anybody can bench this weight. If you see him with his shirt off, he looks like he sat on a tractor and drank beer all his life. I said, well, you might want to rethink that. Why don't you go and take a look at my channel? I've got a couple shirtless pictures. And he did, and he came back and goes, I apologize, sir. You definitely put the work in. Well, at least he was man enough to apologize. So I did appreciate that. Oh, JJ, absolutely. Good seeing you again. Jacob, Miss Worm, Ray and Michael, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I do need to get my day started. It's not storming. Tornado sirens have went off or are no longer going on. So I'll probably at least walk up to the mailbox, get the mail, and that's like 250 feet each way. And then I will head to get the oil change for my wife's car and then get to the gym. And I may do a live stream at the gym, depending how busy it is. So everybody, thank you very much. Appreciate it. From MacBean Scottish Fitness and Binks. Don't get Binks. Good pet. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy Easter, everybody. I don't get to say it any other time sooner.